Bible's like a mirror on the wall, cause it shows me all my flaws and it tells me when I'm wrong. Reproof and correction, I don't wanna fall, so I'm sticking to the laws and I can see it all, so I examine myself. Don't you know your own self? Take a look at yourself.
We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top. New level, on my level, don't see anybody. I don't see them. This right here could never stop. This could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk. Facts. I feel so.
Mario, come back here real quick, Mario. I wanna tell you something before you go, because we was telling you, Mario, Mike and his sons, they know that they from the tribe of Benjamin, and you're learning that tonight, right? Now, I wanna solidify it for you before you go, okay? I'm gonna give you the scriptures, and I'm gonna prove to you that you're from the tribe of Benjamin, because it's important, so that when you understand who you are in this Bible, the Bible becomes real. Before, you said that you was starting to walk away because of the Catholicism and things like that, because in the Catholic Church, they didn't show you that your ancestors are the people in this book. We're going to prove it to you. Just like these brothers, you come from the same tribe, the tribe of Benjamin, all right? And we're going to prove it to you out of the Bible, because before we even get this, what do the so-called Egyptians look like? What color are they? The original Egyptians. Give me Acts 21. Dark-skinned people, right? Okay, so now we're going to read about a Benjamite in the Bible. Give me Acts chapter 21:37. We're going to read about a Benjamite in the Bible, because the Egyptians are dark people, right? Okay, now we're going to show you what the tribe of Benjamin looked like according to the Bible, all right? Give me Acts chapter 21, verse 37. Read what you got.
The book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle.
Stop right there. It says Paul. We're reading about the prophet Paul, the apostle Paul in the New Testament. We're reading the account of something that happened to him. He was being led into a castle. Listen very carefully what they said about Paul. Read.
He said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
Now he wanted to speak to the chief captain, and the captain said to him, Can you speak Greek? A Greek-speaking people normally look like what? What color are they? Greek. What do the Greeks look like? Go ahead, help them out. They're white, right? So now we're seeing an officer saying, Can you speak Greek? It would be just like if Mike started speaking Greek. A Greek would be like, You a black man. How are you speaking Greek to me? It's going to explain it further. Remember, we're speaking about Paul. Read.
Art not thou that Egyptian?
Now he said to Paul, he said, Can you speak Greek? You're an Egyptian.
Right.
He saw a dark-skinned man speaking in a dialect of a white person. So he said, How can you, being an Egyptian, speak to me in Greek? But Paul is going to correct him, though. Read.
Which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men. Verse 39. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew.
Now Paul said, but no, I'm not an Egyptian. I'm a man who is a Jew.
Right.
Now you, Mario, said that the Egyptians were dark-skinned people. Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. But he said, no, I'm not an Egyptian. I am a Jew. I am a Jew. So what color were the Jews? If he was mistaken for an Egyptian and the Egyptians were dark, what color were the Jews? They were very dark-skinned people. Now I'm gonna prove to you that Paul was from the same tribe as you, okay? Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin. Give me that in Romans chapter 11 and 1. Now remember, this is Paul. The man seeing Paul speaking Greek. Remember, Paul was a scholarly brother. He knew many different languages. So he was able to communicate with the Greek man, and the Greek man could not understand how somebody with dark skin could speak in a dialect that was for white people. And Paul corrected him. He said, I'm not an Egyptian, even though I have my dark skin. I am a Jew. Now we're going to see which tribe Paul came from. Because you and Paul share the same forefathers. Read what you got.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people?
Now Paul is saying, has God cast away his people? His people, everybody knows who's God's people. It's the Jews, right? Remember Paul said, I'm a Jew. Read.
God forbid, for I also am an Israelite.
Now Paul said, Paul, I also am an Israelite. The same man who was mistaken for an Egyptian, a dark-skinned man, he said, I am an Israelite. Read.
I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of what?
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of what?
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
So now we read about Paul being mistaken for an Egyptian. You said the Egyptians were dark. Paul said, I am from the tribe of Benjamin. Right. So the Benjamites, the people from the tribe of Benjamin, your brothers right here, are dark-skinned people. Get out. You understand that? So you, being a descendant of the slave trade that we read right here, we're going to prove to you that you are an Israelite. Give me verse 68, and then give me Babylon the Temple 2, page 84. All right. So now, how did the so-called Jamaicans get to the island of Jamaica? Mike, I know y'all know, but we gotta edify the brother too. We gotta. Right. They had the slave trade. Right. Correct. But I want to harp on the point of the slave trade, right? In the slave trade, how did they get the slaves to the island of Jamaica? Right. What was the mode of transportation? Let's start there. Ships, right? Ships. Mike, y'all know this history, right? They came on ships. Now let's see what the Bible has to say about our brothers and sisters going into slavery on ships. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
All right, now my brother, what's your name? Doc, I'm Phil. Nice to meet you, Doc. So, where are you from? You so-called African-American, Doc? You're African-American? Okay, so we teaching that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the children of Israel. You being an African-American, you will come from the tribe of Judah. All right? The tribe of Judah, and we proving it. Because how did the African-American man come to this side of the world? How do we get to America as African-Americans? How do we get there? How do we get to America, Doc? How did our ancestors get to America? By ships, right? Okay, I know you. How do we get here? I know you want to answer. He said it already. By ships. The same way our brothers got to Jamaica. The same way brothers got to Haiti, right? We got here on ships. Now let's see what the Bible has to say about it. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now the Bible just said, get a precept. The Bible just said that he will bring us into Egypt again on ships. When the Israelites left out of Egypt, the story when Moses split the Red Sea, how did they get out of Egypt? They what? They walked. Didn't they walk out of Egypt? Remember when he said, Pharaoh, let my people go? They walked. But God said he will bring us into Egypt again. Let's see what the Bible has to say. What is Egypt? We're going to see what Egypt means according to the Bible. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
From where?
From the house of bondage.
From where?
From the house of bondage.
From the house of bondage. Bondage. Doc, give me another. I was going to ask you, Doc, what's another word for bondage that our ancestors went through? Bondage. Mario, help me out. Slavery. But yeah, that's a perfect word, slavery. Mike said it best. Now we're gonna go back to Deuteronomy 28. Now remember, he said, I brought you out of Egypt, the house of bondage, which means slavery. I brought you out of slavery because we were slaves under Pharaoh as well. Remember, Moses had to say, let my people go, because Pharaoh was putting heavy burdens on the people. Okay. All right, listen to this, dog. Listen to this. I know you got questions. We're going to answer them. All right, read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said the Lord will bring you into Egypt. We just read that Egypt means bondage and slavery. So God said, I'm going to bring you into slavery again. But how are we going to bring us in slavery? Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Like y'all both just said, we came into the slavery on ships, right? Now he gonna get more descriptive. Let's see if this is talking about us. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there,
when you get off those ships, what happened to us when we got off the ships, Doc? It was supposed to be a 3-day journey. It took 40 years. But I got a question for you. When we got here in America, when we got off the slave ship, what happened to our ancestors? Right. And they did what? Like in Jamaica, they would have Master Richard, right? Master Richard, right? He would buy you, wouldn't he? He would sell you, right? Let's see what the Bible have to say. Read.
And there he shall be sold.
You shall be what?
He shall be sold.
You shall be what?
He shall be sold.
Now, listen, in Jamaica, in America, in Haiti, all of these places, guess what? We were sold. Right. The Bible is documenting our history. He said, I'm going to bring you into slavery, into Egypt again, on ships. When you get there, I'm going to sell you. Hold up the sign. Because maybe y'all might think that this is fairy tale knowledge, what we're reading, but this is history that happened to our people. When we got off the slave ship, look at this. Look at the auction blocks that they put us on. Right here, look at this. Sold, Master Charles. Sold, Master Richard. Right. Sold, Master Black. Right. That's how we got our last names, right? The Bible said, what there you shall be sold. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen.
You said you'll be sold to your enemies for slave man. Bondman means slave, right? Bond. We heard that bondage means slavery. For bondmen and what?
And bond women.
And slave women. Is that not the history of the so-called Jamaicans? Right. Is that not the history of the so-called African Americans? But what are we reading? We're reading the Bible. The Bible is telling you that this would happen to the Israelites. So if slavery, bondage, slave ships would happen to the Israelites, go ahead. Yes, sir. You said that is Levi the only tribe that had a successful rebellion? Okay, I'm gonna deal with that question. Did they truly have a successful rebellion? Because how is the land of Haiti right now? How are the Haitians living? They living in dire straits. So the rebellion, if for them to have a successful rebellion, they would have to be in some semblance of power right now, but they're not. They're still dependent on other nations. We're going to prove it to you out of the Bible. Give me verse 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. Bring it up. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth.
Listen to what it said. Listen. Okay, right. Listen to this, Doc. Read that again.
And the Lord shall scatter thee.
He's going to scatter us. Remember, the slave boats, they didn't just stop in America. They didn't just stop in Haiti. They went all over. He said, I'm going to scatter you. Read.
Among all people.
Among where?
Among all people.
He said, I'm going to scatter you among all people. So the so-called Haitians, the so-called African Americans, everybody you see on that sign has been scattered. All right? Because our true homeland is Jerusalem. So we are scattered all over the earth. Read.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there.
And he said there, in those places that we get scattered, listen to this part.
Thou shalt serve other gods.
He said when we get off those slave ships, we're going to serve other gods.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
He said these gods our fathers never knew. We're going to serve wood and stone. What is the Christian cross made out of?
Figure it out.
Wood. Now, and some of our people are into Islam, and they worship the Kaaba stone. The Bible prophesied that we'll be in these two false religions. We got people in all manners of religion, but the most I said, the most predominant ones right here will be the wood and stone, meaning Christianity and Islam.
Right.
So now, we're gonna get the description of Christ. Your brother is from Somalia? He's Muslim. Okay. In Somalia, remember the scriptures that we just read said that we'll be scattered all over the earth, right? So that includes Somalia. We do have remnants of Israel in Somalia as well. Now, your brother may be an Israelite if his spirit bear witness with his word. If he can identify himself with these curses that we're reading, I understand that he's Muslim by religion, but by nationality he may be an Israelite. Because what we're teaching is not religion; we're teaching nationality. The blood that flows in your veins is the blood of the Israelites. You may have been a Catholic before. Your brother may be a Muslim, but you descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. Your nationality is Israel. Okay, your nationality can't change. You were born into your nationality. You understand? All right. So now I want to get the description of Christ, because we read earlier that the Jews were mistaken for Egyptians, right? So what do you think that Jesus Christ looks like? Right? Okay. What about you? Good job. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Now we're going to read that in the scripture. You know what the scripture is? For the description of Christ. Yeah. Revelation. All praises to the Most High. We're going to read it, all right? Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So now we're reading about Jesus Christ's hair. You quoted it, and the young brother quoted it as well. You have, on the top of your head, you have woolly hair. He has woolly hair. Mike and Mike Jr. have woolly hair.
Right.
The Israelites have woolly hair.
Right.
Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, because when our people drink wine, the whites of our eyes turn what color? Turn red. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
You said something about, we'll deal with the wine. It said his feet was like unto fine brass. What color is brass, Mario? Almost, it's like a brown, like a penny, right? It's a derivative of brown.
Right.
Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
I said that. It said that as if they burned in a furnace. That's how dark his feet was. As if they burned in a furnace. If I take white rice, what color does it turn? And if I burn it, what color does it turn? It turned black. So it said that Jesus Christ it looked like he was made of like that color, but it looked like he was so dark as if he burned in a furnace. All right, so Jesus Christ is a very dark man. What tribe did Jesus Christ come from? Give it to me, Mike, what tribe did Jesus Christ come from? From the tribe of Judah. From the tribe of Judah, all right? So that's what, when the people say Jews, that's the short word for Jews is Judah. You understand? It's a short way to say Judah. Read what you got. You said, what about the Jews that are where? In Israel? Okay, so you want to know give me Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. They're Jewish, right? If I said that I'm going to be here at 5-ish. Am I going to be here at 5 o'clock? If I'm going to be here at 5-ish. So they call themselves Jew-ish. Ish. I-S-H. The suffix I-S-H, what does it mean? It means something pertaining to. You understand? So they're not the real Jews because they're Jew-ish. Kind of like a Jew because they try to keep our customs, but they're not the people. And the Bible is going to show it to you. Read what you got.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich.
I know your works, your tribulation, and poverty. We're the people that's poor. Is the Jewish man in poverty? No, he's not. He's one of the richest people on this earth. Right. So the Bible said, I know your poverty. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
He said, I know the blasphemy of people that say they are Jews. Today, who says that they're Jews? Who says that they're the Jews today? Go ahead. Amalek, okay. You, Amalek, all praises. Hey, Mike, man, you in the spirit. Okay, but who, okay, you may not understand. The young brother is saying something. We understand it. But as far as you know, who are the people on the earth calling themselves the Jews? Before you find out you the real Jew, who calls themselves Jews on the earth? Say it again? The so-called white man. Right. Don't be afraid to say it, because up here you're around your brothers. You could be honest. Yes, they are the people who call themselves Jews. And God said, I know the blasphemy of those people. They say they are Jews. Read.
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
He said they say they Jews and are not. Read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
He said, but those people that say they're Jews and are not, they are of the synagogue of Satan. Give me Revelation 3 and 9. It said that those people who are in Israel today are the synagogue of Satan. What's your question, young brother? What's a synagogue? It's a place of worship, okay? All right, read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews.
He said, I'm going to make those people which say, they say out of their mouth that they're Jews, right? Read.
And are not.
But they're not the Jews, because today we're finding out that you, all these brothers up here are the real Jews. Read.
But do lie.
Read.
Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
In the end, the Most High God is going to reveal it to the whole earth that we are the children that he loved, that we are his people, and all the other nations will have to worship at our feet eventually. But the way that we could get to that is we must keep God's commandments.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.